Good evening, Universus. I'm Levi, and I am joined tonight for this Wednesday Webcam Weekly pre-show with Mr. Andrew Holder and Miss Ashley Fullerton. And before we get into all the news, because holy cow, there's a lot of news to get into with some Plus Ultra reveals at the end, I just have to ask, Andrew, Ashley, how y'all doing? Andrew, first, how you doing, man?
I'm great. My locals decided to take this week off. It's like the last week of the format for us since we're doing two pre-releases, doing one on Saturday and one on our normal locals day.
Ooh, okay.
So we're pretty excited for the Jetburn pre-releases, but since we took the week off, I was like, oh, I can come cast. I can come throw Levi a bone, give him my presents, you know.
Heck yeah. Let me throw some money so you can throw your wonderful voice at these people. But actually, it's been a little bit longer since I saw your face around here. How's it going, madam?
It's good. It's really good. I'm also really excited for the pre-release. Literally woke up early to take my dog to the vet to get shots so she can get boarded so we can go to the pre-release.
Oh my goodness.
We're dedicated.
Every time I have a conversation with you, Ashley, it's like, oh yeah, me and or Keenan are doing these really domestic things in order to go play card games. Heck yeah. It's like consistent.
That's our life.
Oh man. All right, guys, let's get into it because we got a lot of news to go through. And I know y'all want to see those Plus Ultra cards. So let's start chit-chatting. It's been a very, very busy week in Universus. We kicked off things with another little partnership, not quite the colossal one that y'all might be thinking of, but a little bit of a smaller scale one with some Boba Guys. Kung Fu Tea has partnered up with UVS Games for a couple really cool things, right? A bit of a duality as far as what they're doing with us. They've got this cool sweepstakes going on for Jetburn product, and you can get a $100 gift card just by taking place in the social media. You just have to share their things. All the full details are on their Instagram. But additionally, if you head to the website itself from the 24th to the 27th of this month, all of their merch is 50% off and you get 2 Jetburn packs with it. So, you know, kind of a nice little way to get in on the Jetburn action, you know, a little bit of that cross pollination. I will say I like when we do things like this. I'm a bit more excited about this one. I drink a lot more boba than I do licorice. Either of you guys big boba fans? Andrew?
I love boba. I didn't know what Kung Fu Tea was until this promotion. It turns out it's a national chain, but there's just none within 180 miles of me. So I was like really excited to go see it. So I know where there's some locations where like I go visit a store like once every few months. So maybe I'll grab some Kung Fu Tea and try and get a gift card. Buy a lot of boba in one go.
Actually, I know that we've shared a lot of iced coffee together, but how about boba?
Oh yeah, boba for me is the once in a blue moon treat. Like I forget it exists and then see it on a menu and go, boba? Should we get boba? Should we get boba tea? So I could burn through that really fast.
Hell yeah. Very, 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 very cute stuff. Let's get a lot more serious, though, guys. You're drinking right now. Let's get a lot more serious right now. It's the HLC, baby. We finally have the long-awaited news on the HLC. And holy cow, our 32 players are going to be competing for some seriously crazy stuff. First things first on the chopping block, we got alt art cards with this really cool, like, you know, I don't even know how to call it, right? This asset is like, they're really battle damage. They're reaching out very Shigaraki style. You got games on your phone, alt arts, and then they've got play mats to back them up. But more importantly, securing your first round win in the HLC, putting you into the top 16 and up players are going to walk away with a Chrome Rare from Jetburn, but instead of a serialized 1 out of 100 number, it's going to highlight your placement. And then, of course, the winner of it all is going to get invited automatically to the next Worlds, and we're bringing back the coveted standard era prize of getting to design your own card. Wow, what a slew of things. You know, obviously as people who are both pretty involved, Andrew, you very involved in the HLC last year. What do you think of this pricing structure?
I think it's really cool. I'm super excited. The old heads have always told me that the champ card was the greatest prize in gaming. And I can't say I disagree. I think that's a really cool reward. And as we have someone here who I believe is like, it also said if you were owed a champ card, if you have a past champ card from before UVS Games, to reach out. And I'm pretty sure Ashley's pretty excited to hear that news as well as a former world champion.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. They let us know that we should be looking forward to our champ cards coming out, and no salt at all about the delay. I'm so not honestly though, I'm so not upset that my champ card got released during COVID and then cycled and no one ever played it. I'm completely fine that didn't happen.
Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think for people who had to wait, the game's bigger than ever, so now more people are gonna have access to your card than they would have. Like, the game was really cool back in the day, right? It was awesome, but none of us knew about it. And now we're all here, and there's gonna be like a huge crowd to actually get their hands on like Ashley Fullerton 1. Right?
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Now you might be thinking, well, what about me? I'm not one of the people that has been invited to the HLC already. Why the heck are you telling me all of this, Levi, Andrew, and Ashley? Well, that's because only 28 people have been invited so far. We've got 4 slots remaining, and those 28 people have been contacted. So in the other side of the equation, if you are one of those 28, hey, check your emails. Jellyfish Guy is trying to get to you. But if you're not one of those 28, we got 4 slots left. And if you participate in the last chance qualifiers the day before Worlds takes place at the event itself, there is still a chance the top 4 from that event are going to get in. And hey, look, if you're not taking place in last chance qualifiers, or if you're not one of those top 4, there is still a ton of awesome things to do at Worlds. We have the full roster of the side events, and they're looking crazy. The on-demands are basically $10 winner boxes. Triple threat, the person with the most knockouts all weekend is going to get a wrestling belt. We've got these crazy cool deck boxes, and the finalists, first and second for all specialty events, are going to get to pick their very own colossal cards. These side events are cracked. These side events are cracked, guys. Andrew, how are you feeling about it, man?
I'm really excited. The timing on it's a little rough for me, so I'm going to do my best to make it. But I know I have a lot of locals who are really excited to get down there, play some LCQs, play some $10 winner boxes, and get some of the cool like swag. The deck box is really cool. The little care package backpack or whatever it was, like the string backpack that they said with all the goodies. So I think it's a really cool opportunity.
Gonna have shirts, gonna have symbol stickers. Like, oh my God, man. There's like, we can't even get into all of it. Actually, have your locals been raving about this side event schedule at all?
So I actually have not gotten to talk to my locals since Nats. This pre-release is going to be the first time that we're going to make it out because life gets in the way. But I know at least a couple of them were planning on attending, and I'm excited just because I do remember the old days, the good old days where they released your champ cards, but also if you weren't playing in tops, then you just stood around and looked at people. Versus Nats this year, where there were so many side events, I didn't even play in Triple Threat because by the time we got there, I was tired. I couldn't play more card games.
Because there's a lot of card games to play on this weekend. There's so much
going on. It was great.
I have definitely already enlisted all of my friends. They know that they are arriving at the HLC with the goal of going and win me a giant Hawks. The side events are going to be cracked, guys. Cannot wait to see y'all at the HLC. And for a few people, after the next month or two, it's going to be a lot easier to get to the HLC because we've got some webcam events coming up. Webcam events are returning, and with all things considered, some pretty serious stakes on the line. Welcome to the winter warm-up webcam events. We've got 2 of them firing off on December 2nd and January 6th. These are going to be worldwide webcam events taking place on the official Discord. We will be streaming them those weekends, and this is going to be the first taste of what the format looks like post Jetburn. This is where we get to see all of the new come out, and it's really going to be worth playing that new stuff because the prizing, it's pretty off the charts, all things considered. We've got another 3 of these Chinese New Year in the same style as the national promos, this cool and tough, this giant ice wall, this proud Scion, best card in the game, baby, let's go. And then, of course, if you hit all the way to the top first place, it's going to walk away with a travel voucher that you can very much use to get yourself to the HLC. Registration is open now. Andrew, you gonna be a webcam gamer, man?
Probably on the January 6th one. The December 2nd one, potentially. We've got to figure that one out. But I'm pretty.
Hey, my people, your people.
We got to get together about that. It is really exciting though. Top 4ing the January 6th one would make going a lot easier. Remember, I said I was like unsure, but if I got some money to go, it makes it a lot easier. So
Ashley, you gonna try to take a free plane ride courtesy of UVS Games?
Absolutely. I'm going anyway. I'm absolutely playing in the last chance qualifier, so why would I say no to going for free?
Yeah, go get in on all those side events. Go get those last 4 world slots. A lot of stuff to look forward to. I can't wait to see what these events look like. They're gonna be really sick. They're a little off in the future though. Let's pedal back to the now quite a bit. Honestly, realistically, even a few days in the past, because Jetburn, while it's not quite out just yet, we got a little bit of time before that window approaches. There are a handful of folks out there who have received their content creator boxes to bust out. I've sent out many a Jetburn product to many a lovely influencers out there, and they have already started cracking open those boxes and posting the videos, and we're really getting a good look at all of these cards. We've got an awesome article with a whole list of every influencer with a link to their video that I've been working on and slowly curating as they come out. It's getting updated day by day. So if you want to start seeing some cracked packs get opened up, go check out that list. I know that Andrew, the community is pretty familiar at this point that it turns out I accidentally sent you my boxes.
Yeah, I actually have these cards. Look amazing. I have them in front of me. I opened a box with an XSR Fierce Wings, a regular Fierce Wings, and an XR Hawks. So Levi definitely sent me his box on accident. They were all within like a pack of each other as well.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's too late now. They're mine now. I need these Fierce Wings. This card's pretty cracked. So
hey, we can talk about it. Guys, before we get to these Plus Ultra previews, one last thing happened this week in Universe. How could we forget? Rumble. Guys, Attack on Titan. Freaking Attack on Titan is coming to Universes. When I saw this, I literally said out loud, wow, I get to work on Attack on Titan. This is unbelievably cool. This is such a huge IP for the game as a whole, for the manga industry as a whole, for nerd culture as a whole, and on top of that, one that I'm personally super into. So like, I obviously have nothing but excitement for this, but I got to know, Andrew, are you attacking the Titans?
So I've never watched it. It's in the backlog of animes that I have. I've got a huge list, but much like when Trigun Stampede got announced, it's now right at the top of the list. So I'll probably start it in the next couple of days. I think the really cool part about this, and hey, I might be reading into it too much, but the idea that it says a partnership with Kodansha, who's a huge Japanese manga publisher, seems like a really big deal. Also, the fact that it says manga art, which I think is extremely cool.
It does indeed say manga art. Then One Piece cards look kind of cool, huh? Let's see if we can topple them. Ashley, are you an Attack on Titan fan? Got any personal investment in this one?
I am not. I am ironically a horror movie enthusiast who couldn't watch more than 2 episodes of Attack on Titan because it gave me nightmares. I don't know how everyone watches the show and is so into it. It's absolutely terrifying, but I respect it. But I know that it is going to bring a lot of people in. It's such a huge franchise for a lot of people. So along with what Andrew said, I was looking over some of the other available IPs, and I could be wrong, but I think one of them was Cardcaptor Sakura.
Holy
so
cow.
I'll just be crossing my fingers for something light and fluffy, and everyone else can have fun with their giant, chompy, scary monsters.
Hey, I mean, if you're a horror buff, doesn't Kodansha do all of Junji Ito's stuff? I think that's correct, right, Andrew?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. There's so many. Hey, I made a huge list over on Discord. You can probably find it somewhere. Your mind can run wild with the possibilities. There's like Sailor Moon if you want some more nostalgia stuff. There's some Gundam stuff if you want mechs to fight Godzilla. There's Fire Force. So your imagination could actually just run wild with all of the IPs that are potentially on the table now.
Wow. Cannot wait to see what this means for the future of the game. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful stuff. But let's pedal back to My Hero. It's time to go beyond. It's time to go Plus Ultra. Guys, we're going to jump right into all 12 Plus Ultra cards right now. This is going to be Andrew and Ashley's first time seeing the cards. Let's get right into them. And we're going to start at the tippity top with the Rapid Hero, Miss number 5 herself, Miss Mirko. I've heard so many pronunciations. Guys, this is a real beefy 6-hander rocking Chaos, Death, and Fire that is all about maintaining a singular attack in the card pool. And whether that's there's a myriad of ways that this character is going to get to do that on her 3 symbols, which is very cool. But the primary way is that you're going to flip your own attacks in your card pool to also then do a little bit of check manipulating via you or your rival. But of course, the main benefit of that is you're getting to flip your stuff, meaning you can keep that top enhance online of 1 speed, 2 damage on all of your Fury and kick attacks, or Fury or kick attacks, I should say. I think we all expected Mirko to play with kick attacks at least a little bit, and Fury also makes sense sense with how absolutely angry this woman is. Ashley, are you feeling the girl power coming from Miss Mirko here?
I am, and ironically, before we started, you and I were discussing how much I love Mirko, and it's not even the girl power thing. She's just awesome. She's just so cool in the anime. That was one of my favorite arcs. She's just so tough and amazing, and I love you can see a little bit more of her art here because she's also so beautiful. What a great character. She also looks like she'll be fun to play, which thank God, because I was going to play her anyway, even if it sucked.
Andrew, about you, what part of that access do you lie on, man?
I think she's really cool. We saw like a sneak peek. If Mirko was gonna come out, we saw with Rabbit Kick and number 5 Pro Hero that she was gonna do something with face down cards potentially. And I'd say that she can have some pretty relentless, which is very fitting for the character, attack strings with guaranteeing checks and all the stats she gives. So I think it's gonna be a really fun character to play.
Yeah, she's like Minatu's big sister, Minatu's aunt. Yeah, this character's really cool. Continuing forward with our second card, fills in a very similar vein in that we kind of got a tease that some stuff might be coming within Jetburn itself. Let's get back to these juvenile delinquents from the remedial course and check out an action card, Juvenile Mayhem. This card allows you to seal your next attack, and then if it gets blocked, you'll kick it and this card from the card pool. If it's not blocked, you'll draw 2 cards, a win-win exchange for any of the 5 symbols that this card exists upon. Andrew, are we gonna be sealing some attacks for this bad boy?
This one's really neat. So those the child attacks or whatever we want to call them, they all have a drawback, but they're all overstated. And this just gets rid of the drawback for an extra progressive difficulty. Then it gives you the reward of if you interact with my card, cool, I'll just play more attacks. If you don't interact with my card, I'll draw 2 cards. I think it's really cool. Sealing your next attack is also very interesting. Sharing the all symbol. Maybe we can do some silly things with a dragon themed character.
That was going to be my question. If sealing triggers her if your attack has no abilities, but sounds like yes there.
As long as it's got no keywords, because sealing doesn't take away the keywords of the keyword abilities.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we're already cooking. Super duper sick. Guys, let's get to the next one. Our third card, we're going to shift into the attack era. It's time for Canine Tracer to show up with Hound Dog front and center here. Name a card and check the tippity top 4. If you found that one in there, snag it. Snag it. It's all yours. It's all yours. Put the rest on the bottom. Does All Giro finally exist? Thoughts, Andrew?
So the thing that this stands out to me about, besides being a really cool card, is I'm really curious now if maybe Hound Dog does something. If he comes out, does he do something with the top of the deck? Because that we saw that with Bubble Girl caring about block modifiers mattering. We saw it with Mirko with face down cards. So my brain immediately goes to, this is what Hound Dog's going to care about whenever he eventually comes to the game, right? He's going to care about the top card of his deck potentially. So I think that's really cool.
Ooh, Ashley, do you believe in Andrew's theory? He do be tracking.
I do believe in Andrew's theory. The thing that I'm thinking about is the fact that it says top 4, not top 1. So
top 4 is a lot.
That is a lot. So why is it top 4 and not top 1 if he does something with the very top of his deck?
He's looking for the scent. He's got to find. He's got a bunch of trails to go down. He's hunting gentle criminal.
I was thinking, I'm reading too much into it, but my first creative brain thought was he plays with X number of copies of blah blah in your discard pile to encourage you to play lots of 4-ofs. But again, I think I'm getting too complicated.
Oh, maybe you are, cool maybe card. You aren't. I say before I say anything that I shouldn't, we move on to the next card. Our next attack here is also going to feature a pro hero that we have not yet seen inside the game. We're going to be looking at Sand Tiger, featuring the man Snatch himself. This is a big old 5-diff attack, but when it sits in your card pool, your checks, it cannot be tampered with. They cannot be tampered with, not in any way whatsoever. It's also saying that if it deals damage, both players are going to put one foundation or one card even from their stage and their momentum on top of having ally and powerful. Yeah, this is a Pixie Bob card, right?
For sure.
Yeah, it's got a lot of keywords. It's got a lot going on. I appreciate UVS Games for understanding that I was tired of Phil Birch playing Barrier Shield against me.
True.
And we've gotten that established now. No more barrier shield for Phil Burchigan, specifically me. But that's a lot of keywords on this card too. So it's a cool one.
We are different people, Andrew, because this says the best keyword in the game doesn't exist for my attack turn, and I think that's just rude.
Yeah, I'm into it. Definitely pulls the weight that +4 block mod demands on it. Now, our next one that we're going to look at, we're going to grab a few of our pro heroes and slam them all together, assemble the entire team of the Lurkers for the Lurkers Strike. And this one, oh boy, we got a reader, guys. For each card type you have reviewed this turn, do the following. If you've reviewed an action, draw a card. If you've reviewed an asset, you can remove 2 cards from your rival's discard pile. If you've reviewed an attack, your rival discards a card. If you've reviewed a character, you can build a 6 from your discard pile. And if you've reviewed a foundation, you'll build your next one. All of that on top of having Lurkers Breaker 1 and all 4 symbols to make sure that every single Lurker can get in on this action. Do you want to speak for Jose as you talk about this one, Andrew?
This one is extremely cool, and one of my favorite cards from all the games I've played in my life is stuff that has like modal effects, where you choose one. I like that this one lets me kind of choose everything. I think it's neat that we even put, if you reviewed a character on there, like in case you're playing the buddy block, right? I think this is a really cool card, especially if we go back in time and maybe like the old characters get the keywords. We've already seen some of them in their promo cards, but like if Mount Lady can play this because she's, and have the Lurkers Breaker 1, I think that's a really neat card.
That's a good point, because she wasn't a lurker back then. Ooh. Oh, lore. Andrew and I are gonna lore game too much.
We're gonna lore game together.
If you let us. Ashley, you sleeving up a lurker anytime soon? Is this gonna make you sleeve up a lurker?
I was already gonna sleeve up Edshot. You didn't have to convince me to do that, but correct me if I'm wrong. Stacking characters is legal in standard, correct?
Oh God. Oh no. We were gonna lore game, but she's standard gaming. Andrew, I'm scared. Andrew,
He's gotten too advanced for me.
Well, standard is about to become a big thing. We got to be prepared, right? I see character.
I think it's still a thing in retro.
Okay.
I think it's still a thing in retro.
All right. I'll tone my excitement down just one notch, but it's still there. It's still up there.
Very, very sick. This one's gonna have a lot of applications and a lot of characters and a lot of formats. Next up, guys, it's really pro heroes nonstop, man. Let's take a look at our signature present mic backpage support card here at Turn It Up. Turn It Up is going to send a card into each player's discard pile from their deck until an attack is found. And then we're going to grab damage equal to the block mod of the top card. On top of being a very annoying 5 mid for 2, I think this is pretty solid, especially for your mill strategies. We pack in 1 Night Eye symbol. I don't know. Thoughts, Andrew? Are you present mic gaming finally?
The first thing that stood out to me was the all symbol. I already think that I'm Dave Wagner pilled. I already think Present Mike 2 is kind of good enough, and we're just not playing him because we're scared of 17 health. Oh. So I definitely do think this has some cool support in that character, and definitely Night Eye. The 1 Night Eye symbol stands out a lot here.
Okay, guys, we got 6 of these left and only a couple minutes. We're going to start rapid firing. Executive call right now. Our next one is citywide tensions. Let's look at the consequences of the Endeavorhood fight. This one is a big old 3-diff that's going to let villains only destroy it and remove the top card of their deck to pop a rival foundation or asset with a difficulty equals the difficulty of the removed card. A little bit of slot machine nonsense going on here, but holy cow, when you rip those when you rip those attacks off the top of your deck with this, you're gonna blow up some real quality foundations and assets. Our next one. This is the one I've been waiting for, guys. It's fan favorite. I've been joking that I have to recreate the art on this card with as many people as I possibly can at the HLC. Good old Hawks taking a selfie, but more importantly, I should probably read the card too. This one just removes itself to grab anything you want out of your discard pile. Any foundation, you build it right freaking in. This is going to open up a lot of really cool tech slots for these 3 symbols, as well as just grabbing any attack you want when you're in deadlock. This is truly reminiscent of Fierce Wings. Go and grab whatever you want. Next up, this one's for the old heads. This one's for the old heads here, guys. Gonna check out La Brava on Hacker Extraordinaire. Anytime 5 or more damage comes your way, this one's gonna steal you a free momentum and trade that momentum for drawing cards and, holy cow, flipping assets. A lot of really, really, really unique things going on in this card, but very powerful and for sure worthy of having 2 4s on it, both in the check value and the block modifier. Next up, let's look at He's Still Fighting. This one we're going to see a whole lot of, guys. You can trade this one on your board to make your next attack ignore progressive difficulty as long as you are packing 10 or less health. The fire decks are about to lose their minds with this one. Tokoyami, I can't even get into it, guys. I don't even get the time to, you guys. But you know, the next card we're going to look at is how that one makes me feel. Loss of Hope, featuring Gentle Criminal here, is going to say after your rival blocks you the 3rd time, you can just get rid of this one to draw 2 cards, but you got to stop playing attacks. You literally have lost hope. They blocked me 3 times. Time to give up the chase. Time to give up the goose and get me a few bonus cards in my hand, while also sporting some solid damage reduction. And lastly, one of the most thematic ones of this entire pack, what is a symbol, which appropriately enough features 4 symbols on it. But the iconic conversation between All Might and Endeavor here, and as cool as that art is, I'm more looking at removing 2 foundations from my discard pile for a +2 or -2 damage once per turn. That's a really, really, really free damage manipulation ability.
Why, yes, it is, Levi. There's an amazing character from the old days that used to be able to do that on their face.
Oh, is there really?
There was.
Pray tell who could do that.
It was Lord Raptor 2-Dot. It was amazing.
Whoa, what a crazy guy.
But he got banned.
Hey, but did he have Pro Hero Breaker 1 though?
No, he had all your flash attacks with Breaker 2. But he got banned, and this isn't. So
hey, now we're talking, guys. That's it. That is all 12 plus Ultra cards. Sorry that we didn't get to converse as much on those last few, but I got to get you guys into this Webcam Wednesday because we have some really cool decks registered tonight, and you guys have a whole lot of commentating to do. So I'm going to take a step out and let Andrew and Ashley take the reins here, guys. We will be right back for some Wednesday Webcam Weekly action.